Good evening, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Tonight we're going to be reading of Gunter Grass, Lord William Faulkner of Germany. The Tin Drum. How's everybody doing? Check, check, check. Good evening, Lizzie Pop. Lakeside Laura, Lakeside Laura. And some Vicky and some Laurie Papa. Susanna. Music brought to you by the wonderful Lizzie Pop. Says hey to Vicky and Lori. Boom chicka raw, boom chicka meows, and check. It's a job. Scuss. That's right. Emoji pops. Compliments of Izzy Pop. Hey, Lawless. Lawless in the world. Welcome. Lawless emoji. Then, bro. Sean 420. Good evening, naughty Nikki. Naughty Nikki. In the world of Scully. Test, Lawless, test. Izzy Popsies. Welcome to show, Rudy. Rudy, I hate the homestead. I say, I love my team. 3 feet tall, yep. It's our wonderful protagonist, Oscar, who never grew up. 3 feet tall. He can break glass with his voice when he screams. Check. So yeah, he carries the tin drum around. Yeet. Whoop. How you doing, Sean? Read some classic literature tonight. The William Faulkner of Germany, Gunter Grass. 3 feet tall, y'all. StreamYard needs to make it where these songs will just keep going one after the other. Yeah, we're gonna put y'all to sleep tonight. It's chill time. Relax. How you doing, Rudy? Everybody check out the emojis, make sure they're working. We've got some new ones out there. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Put some color in that chat. Break it down, break it down. Sweet dreams, pretty woman, age eyes of loss. Oh, I have to mute to clear my throat, man. The butter. Let's see what else we got here. Some more music by Izzy. Sean's got the popcorn ready to go. So yeah, we've got Misha's new emoji. Let's see, Kristen Kruger. So I guess you could say we had some demodding going on. Got rid of some other emojis and out with the old, in with the new. Everything looks good there, as far as I can see. Hey, Bud Files. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And welcome, Vicky and Lori's Variety Vibes. Good to see you eating and all, says Vicky. Oh, got a wheeze in there somewhere. Lol, says Zizzy Pop. So what else can I tell you about this novel? It's a work of fiction. International bestseller. This is a book that I read many years ago. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. And there's no book ever written like this. Tin drum will cause shouts of joy and screams of indignation. Full of extraordinary scenes and characters. Prodigally rich in comic invention. It's a big book in every sense. I'm on Easy Pop. Hey Susan, it's Susan. Been in from Australia. Susan Pop. Yeah, I am digging that music. Yep. Pop, 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 says Sean. Lol, I'm frightened. What you scared of? Oh, the horror. Fun, booty, fun, booty, fun, booty, fun. It's fun, booty. Hey, bro, how are you? All doing well. How you doing? He has his eye on me. Fun, foodie, fun, foodie, fun, 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 foodie. Light number 9. Balls. Blaster. Fun, footy fun, footy fun, footy fun. Fun, footy. Fun, footy fun. Hey, Maureen, my crochet store. Howdy, howdy, y'all. Almost forgot to look at the clock. Fun for the scuss. Ready to take off? Buckle your seatbelts. It's always quite the ride. I'm your host, ScullyPop, where the entertainment doesn't stop. So how's everybody's day gone so far? I'll do a little reading, we'll take a break. I'll read a little bit, we'll take a break. Feel free to comment in the chat. I'll keep my eye on that. No hurry, it'll probably take me 100 episodes to read the whole novel. If nothing else, you get a little excerpt. Gunter Grass. It's a 10 drum, ja. So yeah, let's kick it up here real quick while everybody's getting seated.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in in my feelings, I'ma be fine. Need time and I'll soon be winning. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. Creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon.
All right, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. It's Machine Head 69. Fun, pretty fun. Bye. You isn't using the word, and you get picked. Granted, I am an inmate of a mental hospital. My keeper is watching me. He never lets me out of his sight. There's a peephole in the door, and my keeper's eye is the shade of brown that can never see through a blue-eyed type like me. Check, check. So you see, my keeper can't be an enemy. I've come to be very fond of him. When he stops looking at me from behind the door and comes into the room, I tell him incidents from my life, so he can get to know me in spite of the peephole between us. He seems to treasure my stories, because every time I tell him some fairy tale, he shows his gratitude by bringing out his latest knot construction. I wouldn't swear that he's an artist, but I'm certain that an exhibition of his creations would be well received by the press and attract a few purchasers. He picks up common pieces of string in the patient's rooms after visiting hours, disentangles them, and works them up into elaborate contorted spooks. Then he dips them in plaster, lets them harden, and mounts them on the knitting needles that he fastens to little wooden pedestals. Hey, Lucy. He often plays with the idea of coloring his works. I advise him against it, taking my white enamel bed as an example and bidding him to try to imagine how this most perfect of all beds would look if painted in many colors. He raises his hands in horror, tries to give his rather expressionless face an expression of extreme disgust, and abandons his polychrome projects. So you see, my white enameled metal hospital bed has become a norm and standard. To me, it is still more. My bed is a goal attained at last. It is my consolation and might become my faith if the management allowed me to make a few changes. I should like, for instance, to have the bars built up higher, prevent anyone from coming too close to me. Once a week, a visiting day breaks in on the stillness that I plate between the white metal bars. This is the time for the people who want to save me, whom it amuses to love me, who try to esteem and respect themselves, get to know themselves through me. Once a week. Yeah. How blind, how nervous and ill-bred they are. They scratch the white enamel of my bedstead with their fingernail scissors. They scribble obscene little men on it with their ballpoint pens and blue pencils. No sooner has my lawyer blasted the room with his hello than he slaps his nylon hat down over the lower left-hand bedpost. An act of violence that shatters my peace of mind. Lawyers find a good deal to talk about. After my visitors have deposited their gifts beneath the watercolor of the anemones on the little white table covered with oilcloth, after they have submitted their current projects for my salvation and convinced me whom they are working indefatigably to save, of the high quality of their charity, they recover their relish in their own existence and leave me. Then my keeper comes into the air, to the room, and collects the streams from the gift packages. Often after airing, he finds time to sit by my bed for a while, disentangling his strings and spreading silence until I call the silence Bruno and Bruno's silence. Bruno Munsterberg. This time I mean my keeper. I've stopped playing with words. It's brought me 500 sheets of writing paper. Good evening, side order. Okies Eden. Welcome, welcome. Tonight we're reading Gunter Grass, The Tin Drum. Should this supply prove insufficient, Bruno, who's unmarried and childless and hails from Sourland, will go to the little stationery store that also sells toys and get me some more of the unlined space I need for the recording of my memories. I only hope they are accurate. I could never have asked such a service of my visitors, the lawyer, for instance, or Clep. The solicitous affection prescribed in my case would surely have deterred my friends from bringing me anything so dangerous as blank paper, making it available to this mind of mine which persists in excreting syllables. Gator pop, gator pop, gator pop. Like with Paulette. Hey, Misha. Check out your new emoji. Boom, boom, boom. Compliments of Izzy Pop. I said,
would you buy me a round of virgin paper? And
Bruno looked up from the ceiling, pointed his index finger in the same direction by way of inviting a comparison reply. You mean white paper hair, Oscar? I stuck to virgin and asked Bruno to say just that in the store. When he came back late in the afternoon with his package, he gave the impression of a Bruno shaken by thoughts. Several times he looked fixedly up at the ceiling from which he derived all his inspiration. A little later he spoke. That was the right word you told me. I asked for virgin paper. And the sales girl blushed like mad before getting it. Fearing an interminable conversation about sales girls and stationery stores, I regretted having spoken of virgin paper and said nothing, waiting for Bruno to leave the room. Only then did I open the package with the 500 sheets of writing paper. For a time, I weighed the hard, flexible ream in my hands. Then I counted out 10 sheets and stowed the rest in my bedside table. I found my fountain pen in the drawer beside the photograph album. Its full ink is no problem. How shall I begin? Terrible. Welcome, everybody. You can begin a story in the middle and create confusion by striking out boldly, backward and forward. You can be modern, put aside all mention of time and distance, and when the whole thing is done, proclaim, or let someone else proclaim, that you have finally, at the last moment, solved the space-time problem. Or you can declare at the very start that it's impossible to write a novel nowadays. But then, behind your own back, so to speak, get birthed to a whopper. A novel to all ends of all novels. I've also been told that it makes a good impression. An impression of modesty, so to speak. If you begin by saying that a novel can't have a hero anymore because there are no more individualists, because individuality is a thing of the past, because each man and all men together is alone in his loneliness, and no one is entitled to individual loneliness. And all men lumped together make up a lonely mass without names and without heroes. All this may be true. As far as I and Bruno, my keeper, are concerned, I beg leave to say that we're both heroes, very different heroes. He on his side of the peephole, and I on my side. And even when he opens the door, two of us, with all our friendship and loneliness, are still far from being a nameless, heroless mass. I shall begin far away from me, for no one ought to tell the story of his life who hasn't the patience to say a word or two about at least half of his grandparents, or plunging into his own existence. And so you too, check. And so to you personally, dear reader, you are no doubt leading a muddled kind of life outside this institution. To you, my friends and weekly visitors who suspect nothing of my paper supply, I introduce Oscar's maternal grandmother. Late one October afternoon, my grandmother, Anna Bronsky, sitting in her skirts at the edge of a potato field. In the morning, you might have seen how expert my grandmother was at making the limp potato plants into neat piles. At noon, she'd eaten a chunk of bread smeared with lard and syrup, and then she dug over the field the last time. Now she sat in her skirts between two nearly full baskets. The soles of her boots rose up at the right angles to the ground, converging slightly at the toes. And in front of them smoldered a fire of potato plants, flaring up asthmatically from time to time, sending a queasy film of smoke out over the scarcely inclined crust of the earth. The year was 1899. She was sitting in the heart of Kashubia, not far from Basile, but still closer to the brickworks between Ramcal and Furick. In front of her, the Brentau Highway at a point between Deerschau and Carthouse. Behind her, the black forest of Goldkrug. There she sat, pushing potatoes about beneath the hot ashes with the charred tip of a hazel branch. Well, I've made a special point of my grandmother's skirt, leaving no doubt, I hope, that she was sitting in her skirts, if indeed I've gone so far as to call the whole chapter the wide skirt. It is because I know how much I owe to this article of apparel. My grandmother had on not just one skirt, but four, one over the other. It should not be supposed that she wore one skirt and three petticoats. No, she wore four skirts. One supported the next, and she wore the lot of them in accordance with a definite system. That is, the order of the skirt was changed from day to day. The one that was on top yesterday was today in second place. Second became third. The one that was third yesterday was next to her skin today. The one that was closest to her yesterday clearly disclosed its pattern today, or rather its lack of pattern. All my grandmother Anna Bronsky's skirts favored the same potato color. Must have been becoming to her. Aside from the color, my grandmother's skirts were distinguished by a lavish expanse of material. They puffed and billowed when the wind came, crackled as it passed, and sagged when it was gone. And all four of them flew out ahead of her when she had the wind in her stern. When she sat down, she gathered her skirts about her. In addition to the four skirts, billowing, sagging, hanging down in folds, or standing stiff and empty beside her bed, my grandmother possessed a fifth skirt. It differed in no way from the other four potato-colored garments. Actually, the fifth skirt was not always fifth. Like its brothers, for skirts are masculine by nature, it was subject to change. It was worn like the other four. Like them when its time had come, took its turn in a wash trough every fifth Friday. Then Saturday on the line by the kitchen window, and when dry on the ironing board. Well, after one of these Saturdays spent house cleaning, baking, washing, and ironing, after milking and feeding the cow, my grandmother immersed herself from top to toe in the tub. And after leaving a little bit of herself in the soap suds and letting the water in the tub sink back to its normal level, she sat down on the edge of the bed, swathed in a great flowery towel. The four warm skirts and the freshly washed skirt lay spread out before her on the floor. She pondered, propping the lower lid of her right eye with her right index finger. Since she consulted no one, not even her brother Vincent. She quickly made up her mind. She stood up and with her bare toes pushed aside the skirt whose potato color had lost the most bloom. The freshly laundered one took its place. Something was moving between the telegraph poles. My grandmother closed her mouth. Something was jumping about. 3 men were darting between the poles. 3 men made for the chimney, then round in front, then one doubled back. Short and wide he seemed. Took a fresh start and made it across the brickyard. The other 2, sort of long and thin, just behind him. They were out of the brickyard, back between the telegraph poles, but short and wide, twisted and turned, and seemed to be in more of a hurry than long and thin, who had to double back to the chimney, because he's already rolling over it when they, 2 hands and breath away, still taking a start. Suddenly they were gone as though they had given up. The little one disappeared too, behind the horizon, in the middle of his jump from the chimney. Out of sight they remained. It was intermission. They were changing their costumes. They were making bricks and getting paid for it. Taking advantage of the intermission, Malcolm tried to spit another potato, but missed it, because the one who seemed to be short and wide, who hadn't changed his clothes after all, climbed up over the horizon as if it were a fence, and he had left his pursuers behind it. In among the bricks or on the road to Brentile. He was still in a hurry, trying to go faster than the telegraph poles. He took his long, slow leaps across the field. The mud flew from his boots as he leapt over the soggy ground. But leap as he might, he seemed to be crawling. Sometimes he seemed to stick in the ground and then to stick in midair, short and wide, time enough to wipe his face before his foot came down again in the freshly plowed field. He bordered 5 acres of potatoes and narrowed into a sunken lane. He made it to the lane, short and wide. He had barely disappeared in the lane when the 2 others, long and thin, who had probably been searching the brickyard in the meantime, climbed over the horizon and came plodding through the mud, so long and thin, not really skinny, that my grandmother missed her potato again. It's not every day you see this kind of thing. 3 full-grown men, though they hadn't grown in exactly the same directions, hopping around telegraph poles, nearly breaking the chimney off the brickworks, then at intervals for short and wide, and long and thin, but all with the same difficulty. Picking up more and more mud on the soles of their boots, leaping through the field that Vincent had plowed 2 days before, and disappearing down the sunken lane. Let me fix some coffee. I was just about to take a 2-second breather. Hope everybody's enjoying the story. Gunter Grass, the Tin Drum. Sometimes you have to be patient with a good book. You don't always see it at first. But I promise you, this book is one of the most interesting books I've ever read. You don't really know what's going on yet, so... But we'll continue it over the next year. Anytime y'all want to come in and get bits and pieces of it. How you doing, Eric? Lucy? Machine Head, how's it going, bro? It takes patience to read a novel of such. Let's see what other kind of music I got up here. Like listening at lunch, that's cool. Yeah, I did see that. It was crazy, huh? Well, I mean, I saw it in a bunch of videos, but I didn't go outside and catch it. Oh, shit, I always lose my damn place. It's not so easy, lying here in this scrubbed hospital bed under a glass peephole with Bruno's eye in it, to give a picture of the smoke clouds that rose from Kashubian potato fires or the slanting October rain. I didn't have my drum, which, when handled adroitly and patiently, remembers all the incidentals that I need to get the essential down on paper. If I didn't have the permission of the management to drum on it 3 or 4 hours a day, I'd be a poor bastard with nothing to say for my grandparents. In any case, my drum tells me this. That afternoon in the year 1899, While in South Africa, Ohm Kruger was brushing his bushy anti-British eyebrows. My mother Agnes between Dershau and Carthouse, not far from the Bissau brickworks. Amid smoke, terrors, sighs, and saints' names, and under four skirts of identical color, under the slanting rain and the smoke-filled eyes of two rural constables asking uninspired questions, was begotten by the short but stocky Joseph Kolchasek. That very night, my grandmother, Anna Bronsky, changed her name. With the help of a priest who was generous with the sacraments, she had herself metamorphosed into Anna Kolchasek, followed by Joseph, if not into Egypt, at least to the provincial capital on the river Matwa, where Joseph found work as a raftsman and temporary peace from the constabulary. Just to heighten the suspense, I'm going to wait a while before telling you the name of the city at the mouth of the Matlaw, though there is ample reason for mentioning it right now because it is there that my mama first saw the light of day. And at the end of July 1900, they were just deciding to double the Imperial Naval Building Program. My mother was born under the sign of Leo. Self-confidence, romantic, generous, and vain. First house known also as Domus Vitae, sign of the ascendant, Pisces impressionable, the constellation of the sun in opposition to Neptune. Seventh house, or Domus Matrimony Uxorus, will bring confusion. Venus is in opposition to Saturn, which is termed the sour planet, as everyone knows, induces ailments of the liver and skin. Which is dominant in Capricorn and meets its end in Leo, to which Neptune offers eels and receives the mole in return, which loves belladonna, onions, and beets, which coughs lava and sours the wine. It lived with Venus in the 8th house, house of death, that augured accidental death, while the fact of being begotten in the potato field gave promise of hazardous happiness under the protection of Mercury in the house of relatives. Here I must put in a protest for my mama. She always denied having been begotten in the potato field. It was true, this much she admitted, that her father had done his best on that memorable occasion, but neither his position nor that of Anna Bronsky had been such as to favor impregnation. Must have happened later that night. Maybe in Uncle Vincent's boxcar. Maybe still later in Troy when the Ratsman took us in. My mama liked to date the beginnings of her existence with words such as these. Then my grandmother, who must have known, would nod patiently and say, "Yes, child. It must have been in the car later in Troy. Couldn't have been in the field, because it was windy and raining all get out." Man, I have to get some more tea. My mouth's so dry tonight. My throat, really. Thank you, everybody, for coming in tonight. Man left everything behind and crossed the great water and became rich. Well, that's enough about my grandfather, regardless of whether we call him Kolchacek or Joe Kolchak, American. It's not easy with nothing better than a tin drum, kind you can buy in a dime store. Question a river clogged nearly to the horizon with log rafts. Yet I have managed by drumming to search the timber port, with all its driftwood lurching in the bites or caught in the rushes, and with less difficulty, the launching ways of the Skickhouse shipyard and the Claywitter shipyard, and the dry docks, scrap metal dump, rancid coconut stores of the margarine factory. All those hiding places were ever known to me in those parts. He's dead. He gets me no answer. Shows no interest at all in imperial ship launchings and the climb of the ship. And possibly the Columbus, and imitating my grandfather, nearly died, and today with her 40,000 tons, dining rooms, her swimming pool, her gymnasium, and massaging rooms is knocking about 1,000 fathoms down in the Philippine Deep or the Indian Hollow. You'll find the whole story where steamships are in the shipping calendars. It seems to me that Columbus was scuttled because the captain couldn't bear to survive some sort of disgrace connected with the war. I read part of Bruno's raft story and then asking him to be objective, put my question to him. A beautiful death, Bruno declared with enthusiasm and began at once to transform my poor drowned grandfather into one of his knotted spooks. I could only content myself with his answer and abandon all harebrained schemes of going to the USA in the hope of catching an inheritance. Go grab some tea for a minute. Let's put this up here.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. Creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If you wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon.
I'm back, y'all. Sorry about that. Um, yeah, I should be a little more prepared for what I'm doing, really. It's a long novel, but I'm trying to get to where the unreliable narration comes in. Hang on a second. You know, you think in terms of what kind of literary device is being used in a novel. Well, in this case, it's an unreliable narrator. I almost feel like I could digest this in a different way and write a screenplay from it. How you doing, Gator? Let's put a little music on or whatever. Some Izzy Pop tunes. Thumbs up, Misha. Thank you. It's such a complicated book. I mean, mostly the beginning, what we've been reading, is kind of like context for the story, but like I said, if I was a little more prepared, I could have made it more fun. Anyway, Vicky and Lori. Yeah, it's a great read. You know, there's some things I wanted to talk about. And I feel like if I could just find a much better way to present this and not have it take like a year, you know. But we can talk about, you know, Oscar is a boy that never grew up, you know, and he's like 3 feet tall. He carries his tin drum around, and I was talking to Izzy Pop about it earlier. He's stuck inside of himself, and it kind of like relates to autism a little bit. But like he wants to say something, but it comes out like, you know, he thinks he's somebody else inside of Oscar. And when he wants to make his point, he knows that Oscar's going to say something to get him in trouble. And he also can scream so loud he breaks glass. Yeah, I want to take this and break it down in a different way. I mean, this is like legend in Germany. Like I said, he's kind of like the William Faulkner of Germany. It's a difficult read as well, yeah. Like the Paulette, good to see you. Cable company, side order. Okie Pop. Yeah. So what else is going on, guys? I've been making some videos. Yeah, you like that kind of writing, Laura, Vicky? Yeah, like, here he is. He's, like I said, he's stuck inside of Oscar, and he's thinking, I guess he's always wondering what Oscar's going to do. And he says, to Oscar, it was a source of modest satisfaction to learn that my excellent lieutenant had been the son of the chief of police. I offered no resistance, but stepped automatically into the role of a sniveling 3-year-old who had been led astray by gangsters. All I wanted was to be comforted and protected. I took the basket, went over to Lucy, who was shivering in her light coat, and offered her sandwiches. She picked us both up, Oscar and basket. A moment later, she had a sandwich between her teeth. I studied her flaming, battered, swollen face, restless eyes and black slits, a chewing triangle, a doll, a wicked witch devouring sausage, and even as she ate, growing skinnier, hungrier, more triangular, more doll-like. As he was led away between two inspectors, Stortbecker turned his blood-smeared face toward Lucy and Oscar. I looked past him, recognized him no longer. See, it's the same person, It's crazy. Shit. So much German in here. Lucy Pop. Lucy's in the book. I can't believe how much I used to read. I mean, I figured too, I read like 3 novels a week for 18 years. That's a lot of time, I wasn't doing like living life. But imagine if you read all day and night, you'd never live life. You gotta find some kind of happy medium. I don't know, maybe books are a dying breed, with the way the world's going. I just don't know how he wrote all this. It's incredible. Okay, here's a good example. Oscar is the same person as, you open this paragraph, for example. Oscar's never been very much interested in fires. I would have stayed in the cellar when Matsuras ran up the stairs for a view of Danzig in flames if I had not improvidently stored my few highly inflammable belongings in the attic. See, but this is the same person, He is Oscar. It's like he feels trapped inside of Oscar, and I guess he doesn't know who he is, but he feels like he's not Oscar, you know, and a lot of times Oscar takes over and does things that he doesn't want him to do. Isn't that crazy? It's like a crazy person, but like in the beginning of the book, he's in an insane asylum, you know? I mean, I don't know. I can't remember what happened to the dude exactly, but um hmm. That's some great music you made, Izzy. Hmm. Hey, Andy, good evening. We're discussing Gunter Grass's The Tin Drum, reading some excerpts. Very interesting book. Should I or shouldn't I? You're going to be 21, Oscar. Should you or shouldn't you? You are an orphan. Actually, you should. It's high time. When your poor mama died, you were left half an orphan. That was when you should have made up your mind. Then they laid Jan, your presumptive father, under the crust of the earth. That made you a presumptive full orphan. You stood here on this sand and sass, holding a slightly oxidized cartridge case. It was raining and the Ju-52 was getting ready to land. Wasn't this should I or shouldn't I? Not for the sound of the rain. Then in the roaring of the landing transport plane, you said to yourself, it's the rain, it's the sound of the airplane's engine. Uninspired interpretations of this sort can be read into any text you please. You wanted everything to be perfectly plain, not just for something. Should I or shouldn't I? No, I don't think I asked you anything, Izzy. Now they were digging a hole for Matsurat, your second presumptive father. As you know, you have no more presumptive fathers. As Oscar, with his new I should on his tongue and in his heart, made his way back to the gravediggers, the lovebird let out a squeak and shed several yellow-blue feathers. One of Kurt's stones had struck home. I wondered what question may have impelled my son to keep throwing stones at a lovebird until at last a hit gave him an answer. Hey, Tanya. Good evening. When it was the turn of Oscar, whom old man Highland had stowed on the handcart, Leo Scugger's face seemed to decompose itself. The winds inflated his garments, and a dance seized hold of his legs. The Lord, he cried, shaking the lovebird in its cage. See the Lord, he's growing. Then he was tossed into the air with the cage, and he ran, flew, danced, staggered, and fled with the screeching bird, himself a bird. Taking flight at last, he fluttered across the fields in the direction of the sewage land and was heard shouting through the voices of Tommy guns, He's growing! He was still screaming when the two young Russians reloaded. He's growing! And even when the Tommy guns rang out again, even after Oscar had fallen down a stepless staircase into an expanding, all-engulfing faint, I could hear the bird, the voice, the raven. I could hear Leo proclaiming to all the world, He's growing. Yeah, I think we're all doing pretty well. Tanya, how are you? It's actually warming back up. We got a nice cold snap, and then it's 60 degrees tonight. Clear weather. Heck yeah. You enjoying the reading tonight, Lucy? How you doing, Andy? Tanya tingles, tingle. Gosh, y'all, I don't know when we have to do another theater show soon, maybe. It is a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but ends up, we always get a lot better audience participation. You know, no experience necessary when we do it. Anybody can come up. Tanya's been in a few shows with us. She can tell you. And of course, if you need to know anything specific, you reach out to me or Izzy. Maybe we'll do like Still Magnolia or something. All the ladies can do them. You know, we tend to get more female participation anyway. That might be fun. Y'all think that'd be a good show? I know everybody kind of like that movie. I think I ate too much dinner. Man. Marcy. Let's see what this next chapter is talking about here. Last night I was beset by hasty dreams. They were like friends on visiting days, one dream after another. One by one they came and went after telling me what dreams find worth telling. Preposterous stories full of repetitions, monologues which could not be ignored because they were declaimed in a voice that demanded attention and with the gestures of incompetent actors. When I tried to tell Bruno gestures of incompetent actors. Oh my God, what did I just do? Check that. When I tried to tell Bruno the stories at breakfast, I couldn't get rid of them because I had forgotten everything. Oscar has no talent for dreaming. While Bruno cleared away the breakfast, I asked him as through in passing, "My dear Bruno, how tall am I exactly?" Bruno set the little dish of jam on my coffee cup and said in tones of concern, "Wow, Mr. Mazarath, you haven't touched your jam." Well, I know those words of reproach. I hear them every day after breakfast. Every morning, Bruno brings me this dab of strawberry jam just to make me build a newspaper roof over it. I can't even bear to look at jam, much less eat it. According, I dismiss Bruno's reproach with quiet firmness. You know how I feel about jam, Bruno. Just tell me how tall I am. Roby pop, Roby pop, Roby pop. Bruno's eyes took on the expression of an extinct octopod. He always casts this prehistoric gaze up at the ceiling whenever he has to think. If he has anything to say, it's also the ceiling he addresses. This morning, then, he said to the ceiling, "But it's the strawberry jam." Only when after a considerable pause, for by my silence I sustained my question about Oscar's size. Bruno's gaze came down from the ceiling and twined itself round the bars of my bed. Was I privileged to hear that I measured 4'1"? Wouldn't you might kindly measure me again, Bruno, just to be sure? Without batting an eyelash, Bruno drew a folding rule from his back pants pocket, threw back my covers with a gesture that was almost brutal, pulled down my nightgown, which had bunched up, unfolded the ferociously yellow ruler which had broken off at 5'11", placed it alongside me, shifted its position, and checked. His hands worked efficiently. His eyes were still dwelling in the age of dinosaurs. At length the ruler came to rest, and he declared, as though reading off his findings, "Still 4'1". Why did he have to make so much noise folding up his ruler and removing my breakfast tray? My measurements not to his liking. Hey, Beaver Drain? Where we at? 132 minutes. Yeah, we got to go too overboard. I'm on a limited plan right now. How you doing, Team FDA? Crafty Witch. Tanya Lambert is here. Ropey Girl. Wonderful Izzy Pop. Lucy Warren's World. Vicky and Lori's Variety Vibes. Good to see everybody. Moderator Misha. Check all my emojis. This one right here. Some nice horns in those songs. I don't know if it's going to cut me off or not, honestly. Figure out what I did with that file, man. There we go.
It's like every time the conversation changes, and I want you right back, right back. You say that I'm hypnotized.